Really want to encourage you guys to like look on the bright side a little bit. That's totally cheesy. I'm so sorry. So things in my state are finally kind of starting to slowly open up again. Restaurants are opening, galleries, people are having like in-person events again, socially distanced, but it's happening. So it felt like a really good time to talk about the ways that quarantine and all this time, like waiting, like all that in between time when everything was closed, like how that actually was beneficial to me and to me as an artist. And I imagine that I'm not the only person who kind of experienced these positive effects, so I thought it'd be good to talk about. So the first beneficial thing, the first benefit is an obvious one: more time. So with everything being canceled and things closing and people not being able to hang out anymore in person, I found myself with a lot more time to just make art, because like what else am I gonna do? And it wasn't just the time of like, you know, I was gonna go see a 2-hour movie and now I can't. It's like the time that it would have taken to get ready for that thing, and the time it would have taken to go, and the time it would have taken to plan. Like suddenly all that time is given back to me and could be used to make work or think about like different concepts, to really like strengthen a concept. Like suddenly I just had all this time that could be devoted to this, and I wasn't losing anything except for the ability to go places. So that was definitely beneficial, and I really feel like my art benefited from it because I was able to slow down, spend more time not just building the concept, but also spend more time on the actual piece. So I've definitely noticed I've gotten used to adding a lot more detail. I've gotten used to thinking things out fully before starting, whereas sometimes I would have like kind of half of a concept and then work it out as I was drawing, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I think having done both, I've found now that I prefer to have spent a little more time up front, like really making as many decisions as I can. So, you know, and not just helped my art, but it also helped me kind of develop new practices as an artist, and that's always good. The second great benefit that I've noticed with quarantine was the growth of virtual art shows. So obviously I miss being able to see people in person and talk to them face to face about my work and getting that like interaction with them. And I really do miss like actually watching a person react to seeing my work. And I miss like going to the events where I would work with other artists and like get to meet them in person as well. But the great thing about virtual shows was that they're a lot more accessible. Like I don't have to worry about like, oh, that's really far away, I don't know if I'll be able to make it there in time, or oh, I don't know if I can stay for the full thing, or like it's gonna be so hot, I don't have like the right equipment. Like suddenly all these events were made possible because the only thing I had to worry about was like, can I meet the requirements for like the actual images, and can I like get everything to the person in time? And that was amazing. And another benefit that goes hand in hand with that is that people from all over are now able to go participate in these events. So for example, I recently was part of an online gallery for Tucson artists, and because it was virtual rather than like at a gallery in Tucson, my friends from all over the country were able to, you know, visit that link and see local artists here in Arizona without having to leave their homes. And one of my friends actually was like completely out of state, so even like she was traveling, so even if she had been like, normally she would have been able to go, she wasn't home, but she was still able to like get on the show virtually and like see it and see everything. And she expressed that she felt like that was really cool. So yeah, I definitely think like embracing that kind of virtual way of showing art, and that kind of virtual way of showing art has been really great, not just for artists, because it opens up possibilities for us to participate, but also it opens up the possibility for us to reach a lot more people, or even just for us to have friends who normally couldn't come be able to come. Or people in general, you know, sometimes there's lots of people who like really appreciate art, but maybe they just don't like going to galleries, or they didn't want to go out that night. That's their only time to be home. Like now that option is open to everyone, which I think is awesome. Another great benefit to myself and like as an artist that came from quarantine was just a lot more, it afforded me a lot more time for reflection. So having more time is one thing, but something about like quarantine and like spending more time like alone, and like the whole kind of vibe for a while, at least where I was very much like everyone reflecting. Like people at first, like it kind of seemed like, you know, you didn't know what was going to happen, and you were preparing for the worst, and you weren't sure if you would ever, or at least me, I like wasn't sure if we would ever be able to like do anything that we normally did again. And so that put me in like this very reflective state of mind for a while, and that led to like some really great like soul searching and like art making, because like I said, I now had more time to strengthen my concepts. And when you couple that with this like reflective state, it made for like some really amazing work that I'm really proud of. And that also, like I said, because a lot of people were kind of feeling that way, it helped me make a lot of connections. Like people were really connecting with the work I was making, because we were all kind of on the same page of like, what's going on? I'm here with myself all the time. I'm like really just thinking about the state of the world and what it means and who am I and like blah, 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 blah. So I really felt like, I feel like honestly like the strength of my work really improved because of that. Like because of that kind of reflection and like ability to connect with people in a new way. And the last one that I'll say is that the quarantine made me determined to work harder, because now there were new challenges. Like there weren't going to be events that I could sign up for. There weren't going to be like any like galleries that I could like go visit and talk to anyone about putting work in. I wouldn't be able to interface with people one-on-one and like kind of sell them as much on my personality as the art, you know. Getting my work out there was going to be even harder, because now I didn't have these like outlets that I was used to having. Like I didn't have these resources that I was used to having. So it made me work harder. It motivated me to like finally revamp my website. It motivated me to think more about like what I'm sharing on social media and how often I'm sharing on social media. And it also motivated me to start making YouTube videos again. So it really kind of like strengthened my determination to interact with people in a totally new way and to do new things, make more work, and put myself out there. With 2020, we all kind of are over it, and the general like consensus is that this has been a really terrible year. So I really wanted to kind of talk about some of the positive things that happened. Like quarantine has been hard, but it's also been really good for a lot of people in a lot of ways. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you got some positive experience out of quarantine as well. Like maybe you're able to work from home now, maybe you get more time with your family or your pets, or get more cooking, like lots of stuff. Those are all things that I've heard, and I just like really want to encourage you guys to like look on the bright side a little bit. That's totally cheesy, I'm so sorry. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I made a little more progress. I swear I actually get like so much more work done on this when I'm not talking. Like when I'm watching TV shows. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear what your quarantine has been like, good or bad. And I'll talk to you guys later.